It only took 1 second for that seal to snap, and in that exact moment, everything changed. Not just for her, not just for that bag, but for everyone involved. And the wild part is, it didn't have to happen at all. Yeah, that's the part that sticks with you. So let me walk you through this, because when you hear it start to finish, you realize this wasn't some chaotic situation. It was slow, predictable, and completely avoidable. Her name was Emma Brooks. Early 30s, calm presence, the kind of person who doesn't need to raise her voice to be heard, you know what I mean? She worked in pharmaceutical transport, handling temperature-sensitive medical deliveries. Not glamorous work, but critical. The kind where if you mess up, someone else pays the price. That afternoon, she wasn't doing anything unusual. She stopped by a bakery to pick up a birthday cake for her brother. Just a quick errand in the middle of her route. In and out 5 minutes. That was the plan. But over her shoulder, she had that bag. Now, if you've never seen one of those medical transport bags, they don't look casual. Thick insulation, sealed edges, indicator lights, labels everywhere. It's not something you toss around. It looks serious, and to someone who doesn't understand it, yeah, it can look suspicious. Emma walked up to the counter, polite, steady, placed the pickup slip down. The employee behind the counter, Tyler, barely acknowledged her at first. Then he noticed the bag. You could actually see the shift in his expression, like his brain had already decided something was off before he even asked a question. He tapped the bag with a pair of tongs like he didn't want to touch it directly. "What's in that?" he asked. Emma didn't react emotionally. "Medical delivery materials," she said. "Simple, clear." He frowned. "That doesn't look normal." And right there, that's where the whole thing started sliding. Emma kept one hand on the strap. Not defensive, just grounded. "I can show you the delivery record. I just need to open it on my phone." That should have been enough. It should have ended right there. But Tyler didn't want verification. He wanted confirmation of his suspicion. And those are two very different things. He called over his manager, Claire. She glanced at the bag. Didn't ask Emma anything, didn't look at the paperwork. Just said, "Call someone. Let's check it." Yeah, that happened. Emma stayed calm because she knew her job. She knew the rules. "I'm not refusing inspection. I just need to pull up the official record first. That's the procedure." But by that point, the energy in the room had already changed. People started noticing. Conversations got quieter. You could feel that shift when something small starts turning into something bigger. Then the door opened and Officer Mason Reed walked in. He didn't ask what was going on first, didn't take a moment to understand the situation. He just stepped up to the counter, positioned himself slightly between Emma and the exit, subtle but very intentional. "You're not going anywhere," he said. No greeting, no questions, just control. Emma turned to face him, still composed. "I'm not trying to leave. I'm asking to verify the contents properly. The record is on my phone." He didn't ask to see it, didn't ask her name, her company, nothing. His focus was locked on the bag. "This needs to be checked first," he said. Emma didn't argue. She didn't escalate. "I'm not refusing. I just need to open the record before anyone touches the contents." That line, she repeated it multiple times. Calm, consistent, clear. And nobody listened. A couple near the door stopped talking. A woman by the window lowered her phone, then raised it again, this time, recording. Another delivery driver nearby looked at the bag, saw the green indicator light, and you could tell he already understood what it was. But Officer Reed had made up his mind. He reached for the seal. Emma's voice stayed steady, but there was urgency now. "If you open that outside of protocol, the shipment could be compromised." He didn't stop. He grabbed the pull tab and snapped it open. And just like that, the light on the bag shifted from green to yellow. A soft beep echoed out, not loud, but enough to make everyone freeze for a second. That was it. That was the moment everything crossed the line. Emma exhaled slowly, like she already knew what was coming next. The system just logged that she said, "That's a temperature breach." But he kept going. He opened the bag wider, leaned in, looking for something, anything that would justify what he just did. Inside, perfectly organized medical containers labeled, sealed, exactly what she said they were. Nothing dangerous, nothing suspicious, just the truth. But by then it didn't matter, because the damage wasn't about what he found. It was about what he caused. 7 minutes. That bag stayed open for 7 minutes. 7 minutes of Emma asking calmly, "Let me show you the record." 7 minutes of him ignoring her. 7 minutes of a system tracking every second that the temperature was no longer controlled. Finally, he stepped back. "Go ahead," he said, like he was granting permission. Emma didn't react emotionally. She just reached into her jacket, pulled out her phone, unlocked it, and brought up the delivery record. Then she held it up. And right there on the screen, plain as day, temperature breach detected. Shipment must be recalled. You could feel the air change in that room. Not loud, not dramatic, just heavy. Emma took a screenshot, sent it to dispatch, then took a photo of the broken seal. Her phone rang within minutes. She put it on speaker. "How long was the bag open?" the voice asked. 7 minutes, she said. Was the seal broken outside protocol?
Yes.
There was a short pause, and then, the shipment is no longer viable. Dispose per policy. And just like that, everything in that bag was useless. That wasn't just inventory, that was a scheduled medical delivery. A patient waiting on treatment that now had to be postponed. A chain reaction that started with one decision at a bakery counter. And Emma, she didn't yell, didn't argue, she just stood there steady, letting the reality of it speak for itself. Now here's where things shift. Because truth has a way of catching up, especially when there are cameras, and there were cameras everywhere in that shop. Ceiling angles, counter footage, timestamps. There were witnesses too. The woman recording on her video call, the couple near the door, the other delivery driver. Every single one of them said the same thing. She never refused. She never resisted. She asked clearly and repeatedly to follow procedure, and he ignored all of it. But the biggest mistake, his report. He wrote that the bag was opened with her cooperation. Yeah, no. That didn't match the footage, didn't match the timestamps, didn't match 6 separate witness statements. And that's when this stopped being a misunderstanding. It became an illegal search and falsifying a report. From there, things moved fast. Internal review, suspension, access revoked, then charges. The pharmaceutical company filed for damages, not just for the shipment, but for everything that came after it. Delayed treatment, rescheduled logistics, financial loss. Emma filed her own case too, because this wasn't just about the company. It was about her being treated like she didn't know her own job, like her voice didn't matter, like she needed to be overridden instead of heard. The settlement came out to $1.4 million, and Officer Reed suspended, stripped of field duty, then sentenced to 2 years. All from one moment. One decision where he could have paused, listened, and chose not to. Now here's the part that stays with me. It's not even the outcome. It's the room, because there were people there watching it happen. Some recorded, some stayed quiet, some probably felt something was off but didn't step in. And look, I get it. It's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to get involved. You don't want to be wrong. You don't want to make it worse. But still, if you were standing there watching someone calmly explain themselves, following the rules, doing everything right, and someone else just ignored it and pushed forward anyway, would you have said something, or would you have waited just to see how it played out? Because sometimes the difference between damage and prevention is just one voice speaking up at the right moment. So yeah, I want to hear from you. What do you think this was really about, authority ego bias, or just someone refusing to slow down and listen? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you've ever seen something like this happen in real life, share that too. Because stories like this, they're not rare, they're just usually not caught on camera.